All in all, I thought it was a great year. We only had a little bit left after the duels. We had league, NCS, and state. First came league.
I was excited just because I guillotined the guy and I pinned him. It was some Liberty kid. I guess I've wrestled him before. Ivan told me that I lost to him last time. I didn't know. It didn't feel any different. I was excited though because I've only ever gotten 2 guillotines fully like in my life in an actual match.
My last match was kind of regrettable because I got knocked out.
I tell you, that first couple rounds of league, whew, that was tough. I'd taken the kids out after weigh-ins to go to Chuck E. Cheese and have a little fun and relax their mind, and they started out tough in the beginning of all their matches, but next thing you knew, that was it. Just that fast. They'd be winning 1 minute and losing the next. It was tough to see. I mean, some of them had tough matches, legitimately tough matches, but other kids, and I feel bad too. Certain kids, Dylan didn't get to wrestle most of the year. He was injured and so forth. I think if he had more time on the mat, he wouldn't have made so many mistakes at league. But that's what happens. It's so emotional. 1 minute, you see something terrible happen and it's a struggle. And the very next minute, just like that, it all just turns around and goes the right way.
In wrestling, it was cutting weight the whole entire season to wrestle at league and finally get to North Coast, and it was a hard season.
But unfortunately, it doesn't always go that way. If you didn't place high enough in league, you don't go to NCS. We lost 3 kids at league. We lost Andre Hawley, a senior. He wouldn't be wrestling at NCS. Talking to Andre afterwards, he was understandably upset, but it didn't break him. He's still Andre. He's still that same kid with all that swag.
So I got a pink medal with it, and I was sitting there waving it around. Everyone like, yeah, look at my pink medal. Everyone's like, you're a bitch, bro. Got this pink medal. I'm like, where's your medal? I don't really care if it's pink. I have it in my car. I wear it around the house a few times, you know. Makes me feel good about myself.
Dylan Guerrero, couldn't help but feel bad for Dylan. Dylan was injured. He had other stuff going on with senior year and everything. For more than half the year, he missed more than half of the tournaments. Dylan he didn't have the time on the mat because he wasn't allowed that time. I strongly believe, and I think many other coaches, after talking to them about Dylan, they believe too that Dylan would have been up there, would have been placed in the NCS had he had more time. But unfortunately, he didn't have more time. And so unfortunately, Dylan, his career would end in the league. Yosefa Papalagi, I'm very proud of Sefa. He came in as a freshman in one of the hardest weight classes to come in as a freshman. I think at least 85% of the kids he wrestled were 18 years old. They were grown men. And Sefa still battled and fought every one of them as hard as he could. He has nothing to be ashamed about. Sefa wouldn't make it to NCS this year, but he'll make it next year.
League was tough because I had a lot of expectations as a freshman in varsity. A lot of people expect me to take first compared to how I did during all the duels. But when I went in there, I took 5th, and that wasn't how I expected it to be that much. Like I thought I could have done better.
League was tough for a lot of my guys, but it wasn't tough overall on the team. Jacob Moore, Jeremy Galley, Anthony West all fought their way through, and they made it to NCS. Mark Bresciato surprised everyone. He first came in after losing close to 60 pounds. And he came in at Mission San Jose, and frankly, I was scared. He did not wrestle that well in Mission San Jose at all. But when he came out at league, he was ready to fight. And he did. He fought hard, and he qualified himself for NCS.
Wrist out.
Kyle Clark walked through that tournament like he owned it because he had that confidence and he had that skill. And frankly, he did own that tournament.
It was a great experience. It's a lot bigger and there's more at stake when you're actually wrestling, because I used to go every year with my dad to go watch, and I didn't think it was like that big a deal, but then once I got into it, I was like, this is a big deal.
At NCS, I thought Jake did great. He's a young wrestler, only a sophomore, so he's still got time. He still made young mistakes. He'd wrap the head in a headlock and get rolled through, or he'd be having the kid on his back, and the near fall would still have him losing by 1. But instead of cutting him and letting him go, he'd just end up losing that match by 1.
I didn't feel it. It didn't kick in till like a few minutes later. Like after my match, I was just like, it's just another match I lost. And then after that match, it kind of started kicking and my season was over. It sucked. Couldn't finish it, so I pretty much sucked. Figure that I felt like crap because my knee hurt. I was in pain. I had to get lifted off the mat because of my knee. So last match of the season wasn't the best. Try to fix that next year.
Wes came out and he wrestled tough, just like he always did. But Wes wouldn't place. Wes's year would end at NCS.
The room next year, and I hope the same coaches stick around, because this was a big improvement for me this year, and I want to improve more next year, and I want to do better. That's it.
Mark Preciado had a great NCS tournament. I would have loved to see him place, and I know he would have loved to see himself place. He wrestled real tough, and he had some tough matches. I think one of my favorite matches of this whole year out of anybody was Preciado's 3rd match. Man, he wrestled tough. He was fighting. There's a good time where all I kept yelling was just push and push and push. And you could see that kid backing up, just running away. That was his best positioning. That was him fighting. It's tough for heavyweights to move like lightweights, so some people think that they're lazy, or that they don't fight as hard, or that they don't work as hard. It's completely untrue. Not with Mark. I think everybody would agree with that. Mark's next match, though, after that, well, we all found out how flexible he was. We even got yelled at by the ref. It was too bad. We all wanted to see Mark place. But it doesn't always go the way that you want it. Not in wrestling.
I feel good about it. I felt that I wanted to place at that tournament so bad. I didn't feel like it was over. I wanted to keep on wrestling, but it was just it was a sad moment, and I don't feel good about it.
NCS was a joke. It was a good tournament though. There's going to be some good guys next year. easier than I expected it to be.
Nervous?
Yeah, I was very nervous, but I knew I could beat the kid. There's no doubt in that. There was no doubt in my mind.